Mike King Biz, the premier business media brand covering and connecting Central Virginia. It's home to Mike King Biz Radio, producer of On the Mic with Mike RVA, which airs on ESPN Richmond 106.1 FM, The Choice 105.3 FM, and worldwide on IBGR.network. Follow Mike King Biz for the best business-ish content in our...
All right. So, folks, thank you for coming. As you know, my name is Mike King, and I appreciate you guys being here with me. This was a crazy idea. I do this, but never on this scale. And so, about a week or so ago, I realized I was in the deep water trying to do it by myself. I'd gone to an event that my friend Nicole Reed, one of the sponsors, so you're going to get some shameless plugs in here. That's part of what I do. So, my business is helping business help that understand that business helps society be better. And that's what we do every day. We use the platform of business and connecting the dots. And I always say, changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. Plus, my grandkids need stuff. So make sure you take a listen to our sponsors because they're the ones. Last year, we donated 24,000 minutes of free airtime to businesses and nonprofits. Many of you folks have been on the program, and people wonder how I do it. And then I look over at sponsors, like these folks up here, and say, I got an idea. So what we're going to do today is, a while back, my friend Ebony from Henrico Economic Development, we were at an event, and they were talking about insurance and finances in Henrico County, and the idea of banking and how it impacts your business came up. And I thought, talking to Chris Weldon, who's right next to me, we talked about how that impacts businesses. So what we're going to do is we're going to run 12:30. The food comes out because my logistics at times can be kind of wonky. Yes, Nicole, they can be. So there are times that I'm not exactly the detail guy when it comes about. So I thought it was at 12, but it's at 12:30. So what we're going to do is we did the networking piece. I'm going to introduce you to folks who are in the room. Stepping Up is our friends from Stepping Up. They're here, Kevin Royston, and they're here. So there's a sign-up sheet out there, and so there's not a seat in the... I'm sorry. I'm just going to handle my business up here. You can sit in front.
Right in front.
There you go, like in school.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens.
My partner Daniel, my favorite AKA, is right there. Hey, we're going to give her a mic. So the idea, what we're going to do is, there's a sign-up sheet out there. There's an auction, and it is to help Stepping Up. And what you get with that, and the bid now is $120. You get 3 months of advertising with my program, and it's for TV as well as radio. And the idea behind that is it to help Stepping Up. You had heard Angela before when she talked about what they do. So, we want you guys to support them, and we're going to try and raise some money for them. All righty, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down the panel here. We're going to do the introductions. Then they're going to tell you a little bit about why we're here, their piece in the world. And the folks here are unique. So we got a banker who doesn't talk like a banker. We got a small business expert. We got Henrico Economic Development. She's on the ground and knows what's happening from the business community. We got the turnaround CEO. We got Dean Francis here. A lot of times we made it through the pandemic, and people held on to employees. There may be money that's out there for your business. And then at the end is the man who brought me into this craziness, Bill Eastman. People always hear me shouting about International Business Growth Radio. He's the man who put that together. And he's going to give us the idea from business from a global perspective and how it drills down. So you can hear me 10 a.m. in the East on IBGR Radio, talking about all things. We're showcasing Richmond. All righty, we're going to start down at the end with the neighborhood economist.
Hi, my name is Chris Kane. I'm the Chief Lending Officer at People's Advantage Federal Credit Union. We are a full-service credit union, but we're also a CDFI. Who knows what a CDFI is? All right, someone tell me.
Community Development Financial Institution.
That's right. Thank you. What a community development financial institution is, we exist because we want to help people build wealth. We have products and services that all of our policies and our decision making is infused with integrity and respect. We take a look and help people who are unbanked and underbanked build wealth. We fund startup businesses. Oh, I got your attention now. But we also help support you all along the way. We will help people buy their first home, and your credit score can be as low as 580. We can help you waive PMI, right? We are listening to our community and creating products and services that match the needs of our community. So that C in the CDFI part, we take that very, very seriously. So yeah, like Mike said, I'm a banker, but I don't look like a banker. I don't talk like a banker.
No, she does not.
I don't think like a banker. But that's the point. We need to have different voices. So there's a wide spectrum of people who can help you here today, and I'm delighted to meet you.
All right. I know, right? That's Chris Kane. Next to her is a lady who keeps me within the lines. She is a small business expert, and she looks at business from a different perspective. Shirley Crawford, one of my partners too, she's a media personality as well. She's going to give you her take on the business community ecosystem out there, because if anybody knows, she helps me with my details. I'm not exactly the Mr. Detail. Yes, shocking to some people. But Shirley Crawford, she's the one who says, Mike, she shows me how to do business and do it in the right way.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the invitation to be here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Like, can you tell, like, I wanted to be a teacher in my life? It's okay. I still get to teach, but now I work on teaching people about business. How to run your business, how to start your business, how to scale your business, how to level up, and more importantly, how to stay in business. I run the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow. Can you tell I say that a lot? And so I love what I do because I get to help many of you translate and transform your dreams into reality. And so in this day and age, we all recognize and know that you can't depend on a Fortune 500. You can't just go to one company and wait for your pension to kick in and do all the, you have to have your own. You want to have your own. You want to be your own boss. And if not, you can be a good side hustler. So that's what we do at the Women's Business Center, RVA, and it's my pleasure to be here to discuss, to engage, and to enlighten with regards to small business and the small business ecosystem specifically here in the metropolitan Richmond area.
There you go,
Thank you.
Shirley Crawford. Next to her is a friend of mine, Ebony Atkins from Henrico Economic Development, one of my partners from way back. So the idea, we always see the ribbon cuttings and all those big things that happen with economic development, but there's a ton of businesses that are on the ground making things happen every day. And Ebony is in the middle of it. She's also flying in helicopters, looking at sites.
I do a little bit of that.
A little bit of
Little
that.
bit of that.
There you go. Ebony Atkins is here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, Mike, and it is such a pleasure to be up on this panel with all of you. Good afternoon. Ebony Atkins, Managing Director with the Henrico Economic Development Authority. I focus on business retention and expansion. And so although we are here in the city of Richmond, and I love the city of Richmond businesses, I care about keeping businesses in Henrico County and helping those that are within the county lines.
My county, don't look at me like that.
I'm just saying.
I'm good. All right.
I'm
so-
making it clear.
Don't
no,
tell
no.
me.
I have wonderful
Danielle
partners.
Fitzhugh. Hello. Hello. My good friends over at Chesterfield. Yes.
So Mike talked about me being out and about in the community, going to different events such as these, and really my focus is to connect with the right partners, to get the right resources, to have an understanding of what is available for businesses, whether you're in Henrico or not. I get calls from businesses that aren't in Henrico, and I'm happy to connect them to the right partners to help their business grow and flourish. It's really a regional play. I have great regional partners that help me do that work. So thank you for having me on this panel. I'm excited to talk about the small business connections I have in my everyday work.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Ebony's always out there understanding and showcasing businesses. Like she said, she fields calls from everywhere. Alrighty, man next to me. Chris Weldon is kind of guy who's got this crazy thing started. We're sitting there at your event,
Yes.
and we talked, and someone had said, talking about the banking industry and making sure everything was okay from a financial standpoint. Chris Weldon brought up the point that said, hey, be on the lookout for the banking industry thing, that there may be something that affects small businesses. And a banker in the room jumped up and said, not possible, not here in Virginia. I looked at Chris and said, they told us that same thing about COVID. We're here today. And so because Chris Weldon, he has a unique perspective on that. I call him the turnaround CEO. So go ahead, man.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks, everyone, for coming. By way of background, I have half my career spent in distressed companies, distressed debt, turning them around. During the financial crisis, we bought hundreds of millions of loans from Wachovia when they failed, and then rehabilitated those businesses, and that's what we did. So, and then left and became an entrepreneur after that. Done a couple of software startups, and more recently work as a private equity investor, helping family offices and other PE firms as a turnaround, kind of a turnaround CEO is not really, that's what he calls me, that's really not it. I go in as an interim CEO to help him grow. I like what you said about stay in business. That's another, a really big piece there. But when this whole thing started, we asked the question, he did pop up, and then sure enough, 3 or 4 other banks have failed since then. This is 2 months ago. And the idea where my passion in this is, you started your own company, you're working nights and weekends, and you're working very, very hard. Your business shouldn't fail because some bank can't manage their balance sheet, right? And that's really the angle I want to take, and I can't wait to learn from a lot of other voices on the panel. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, okay, so what we do is we try and bring in ideas from all across the board. And so I'm over at, and this is where the plug comes in. Shout out to Danielle Fitzhugh in the back with the Chesterfield Chamber. Yes, thank you, yes. There you go. So those are my partners there, and they help me put my business on a whole nother level. So if you want to do business in Chesterfield, you want to do business there, live, work, Chesterfield is the place. I live in Henrico, but I'm sorry.
Nobody wants to do that.
I'm sorry about that. Can't we all just get along? So over at an event, I ran into Dean Francis, and he was talking about, we had met it through the pandemic, and he was talking about the employee retention credit. What we're going to do today is come across and talk to you about things that have an impact in your business. Some you may know about, other ones that you want. We're just going to give you a little snippet of it. And then the magic in this thing right here is the people that come in the room. That's where the magic happens. So shout out to my man Rob White in the back with formerly of Fast Signs, but he always talks about integrity and culture in a business. And that's what we're doing here. So business is done by people connecting. And so what we're going to do is, Dean Francis is here to talk about his piece.
Good afternoon, everybody. Pleasure to be here with you all. So I am a partner and senior consultant at One Bridge Advisors. And speaking of community, every day we have the opportunity to help small businesses, churches, private schools capitalize on about a 6 or 7 figure dollar amount for having paid their W-2 employees during the pandemic. There's tremendous confusion around this refundable tax credit called the employee retention credit. Most people are told mistakenly by a traditional accounting firm that they don't qualify, or they're just annoyed by cold calls that they might get. And so we did a deep dive into this last year and really figured it out. For most employers, we recommend a specialty CPA firm that can do a deep dive. But I get to see every day people qualify for very, very significant amounts of money. It's life-changing. It makes a huge difference for that business, that nonprofit, and then that ultimately spills over to the families that those organizations touch and ultimately our community.
All righty, thank you. Really quickly, so remember, folks, stepping up. That's going to be a common theme. So we're out there to help them and all the great things that they're doing. On the end is my man Bill Eastman. As I said, he's the one who brought me into radio. Three radio stations later. Yeah, shout out to my good folks.
Or 4, counting yours.
Yeah, that is true. So what I learned is how to use the power of the media. You can define how you want people to see you, and the media does it. So Bill Eastman, every day I says, hey, my name's Mike King, ESPN Richmond 106.1, but then I also throw in International Business Growth Radio. because now we're taking business on a global perspective. That's the man at the end who put it together. So Bill Eastman, there you go. He's going to give us an idea of business patterns on a global perspective and how it may impact your business.
Well, thank you, Michael. Yeah, we first met, I was at Lee, 990 downtown. And Michael was selling for Henrico Citizen.
Yes.
And he was selling advertising time to an area I couldn't reach. That's how good he is. And so anyway, he came on the station. He's like, I can't do this. And if you deal with him, you know he could do this. And it took about 3 shows, and he had the bug.
Yeah.
And so he's built quite an empire for himself, and I'm really happy that he's on our network. Now, IBGR, it's our call sign. So just like a terrestrial radio station, we have our own call sign. Like you got WRVA here. W means east of Mississippi. The others is an alphabet soup. They were lucky because they were early. They got 50,000 watts because they bought it in 1920. So IBGR stands for International Business Radio, and we put the .network on there. What we do is we broadcast globally. We talk to small business owners. We're in 183 countries. What we cover is basically 4 topic areas: how to start. So we probably have some conversations going back and forth here. How to start, grow, reinvent the business, or if you don't want to reinvent it, how to exit. And everybody on the air is a business owner. So this gives them an opportunity to strut their stuff. And the only requirement we have to be a host is that you run a business and you are the topic or subject matter expert for the areas that you cover. And so we broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Michael is on during the weekend, and I'm trying to get him on during the week, and he's heard in Australia and Vietnam and India and Taiwan and all around the world. So we basically got global coverage.
There you go, Bill Eastman and IBGR. All righty, we're moving things along. I got to give a shout out to my man Barry Moore. So I'm very intentional about the brands I connect with. And one of them is, so I'm at the Hilton right now. Shout out to our good friends here at the Hilton. This is my home. We're here all the time. We do shows here. They take care of us. But it's a brand that everybody knows, no matter where you go. I said, where you at? I'm at the Hilton. You could be whatever. It's the same thing with ESPN. I could be on one of those other stations, but no matter where I go, people always question. They don't question. They understand what ESPN is. It's the same thing with a Better Business Bureau. It's business done right. So if you haven't, you can get the elevator pitch. You need to have your business associated. I'm an accredited business with the Better Business Bureau. It puts trust in people when they see it. They see those 3 letters. They understand that. And my friend Nicole Reed, she is a sponsor. She goes way back to the days down in Chester. And when I put this thing together, she just had an event. She is the queen of real estate in RVA. She also has a show, the Playbook with Nicole Reed on my network Wednesdays, 6 to 7 a.m. Yes. All righty. And so what we're going to do is we're going to open the panel up. You guys have heard what we're talking about. Let's talk about. We're going to start down on the end. Chris Kane. Give the listeners. I'm sorry, y'all. Give the folks an idea of some of the things that we're talking about right now from the banking perspective that can help small business owners that you talk about right now.
In context of the banking?
The banking. And also the services that people offers for business owners as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll do that first.
Okay.
People's Advantage Federal Credit Union, we are a full-service CDFI credit union, and not only do we fund startups, but our sweet spot are businesses that are 2 years or less and need $50,000 or less, right? There are very few financial institutions in this area that offer that. I'm going to give a plug for Bridging Virginia because they also do small business funding. But one of the things that we can do, we're a full service credit union, meaning that we have business checking accounts and savings accounts now. I know. We just started we made our first loan last April. No, it was last May, right? Yeah, and but I've been doing this for quite a long time. Mike, I've been doing this for about 20 years now.
Shocking when
I
you're 24.
But anyway, having that sweet spot, thank you, that sweet spot of 2 years or less, right? And we all know, you guys have been there before. How many holy bleep moments did you guys have when you're starting your company or keeping it going, right? So we have business coaches that help you all along the way. Now we're gonna ask you some hard questions. We're gonna get up all in your business. Literally. We're going to get all in your business. Yeah? I was waiting for. But we're going to get all in your business because it's important. It's one of the things that you need to be honest with yourself and your banker about where you are, how you need to get there, and where you want to be. Because sometimes that, and a lot of times, that path changes. Right? And so being able to be able to work beside you and with you to get the right kind of financial products and services. Now, we can't be all things to all people, and we don't need to be. We have fantastic partners to help us do that, right? So what we want to do is our financial products that we're building are here to support people who are currently starting a business and need the support to keep that business going, right? And so stay tuned. We're going to be having some boot camps coming up shortly, but we also partner with other organizations that do so. So that's specifically for business, right?
Okay.
But on the banking component, how does this banking situation and crisis affect your business? And there's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind. One of the first things, whenever I heard about SVP, there's actually two camps right now, right? Oh, it's not really that big of a deal, right? It's all just tech startups, and that doesn't really affect me at all. So, And then the other, and this is the part that's, I'll use the word interesting, is it's the uninsured deposits, right? What does that mean? Everybody's seen the little sticker, right? The FDIC and the $250,000. What does that mean? The NCUA is the division that oversees credit unions, right? So what does that uninsured deposits mean? How risky is the financial institution that I'm banking with? What risk are they handling right now? You guys are business owners. You know that you have to manage risk all the time. Our financial institutions need to do the same thing. And they need to be honest with you. And actually, they kind of are. You guys can actually go on the NCUA or FDIC websites and find out the amount of uninsured deposits that financial institution has on their books. We have less than 2% right now. There are some financial institutions that we all know the names. I just checked them out the other day, and they're running at 30% uninsured deposits, right? How would you, that's risky. Now, in business, we all know that we have to take those risks, right? But you as a business owner, you can ask those questions. Are your investments diversified? Are you going to help me diversify my deposits, right? I can have a business checking account right now, and I'm insured up to $250,000. That's my business. At People's Advantage, I can also have an account in my own name that is also insured for $250,000. So ask those questions. Find out what the financial stability is of the financial institution that you want to build a relationship with. And the relationship is also the key part. Talk to their leadership. My CEO, Amanda, hi Amanda.
Amanda, hey.
Is here. Getting to know how the decisions of your financial institution are made is important to you, not only as a member or a client, but you as a business owner have to do the same thing. I'm going to keep saying that over and over. Because your financial institution should be acting the same way. Ooh, I'm getting a little fired up. But you guys have choices, but you also need to educate yourself, right?
When I first heard her talk, I'm like, are you a preacher? I was getting ready to take an offering when I'm like, I've never heard banking done like that before. But that's what we need, and that's what we're doing in this room. So we got a couple minutes right there, yes. So I got to give a shout out to my man, Jack Barry in the back. Jack, wave. So Jack is with tourism, and this is a shameless plug, one of the sponsors of On the Mic with Mike, because I always say I got to stay on the mic, and I got to pay Summit Media, or else you won't hear me. So one of the things is when they talk about wins for this area, when you start hearing about all the things that's happening in Richmond from a business standpoint, from a tourism standpoint, it is a winning situation. I always tell people, they ain't building them $2,500 apartments for no reason. They know what time it is, that business is happening here, and it is a place. So if you ever have, want to say hello, Jack is in the back. Also, if you want to brand your business, Christina Dick is in there, tiramisu for breakfast. So good friend of the program. She knows people, and it's always good. It's my dad would say, I don't care who you know, it's who knows you. And that's a big difference right there. So get to know the folks in the room. Kelly Powell. Yes, how are you right there? She's a silent, quiet type, just sitting in the corner. But she talks about business in a way that people get. and we're talking about business on a big scale. The food is here. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and we're just going to throw out some questions. If you guys have questions for the panelists, we're going to touch on Chris Weldon is going to do a piece. We're going to talk to Dean Francis. Dean, a lot of times people think that they didn't qualify for the employee retention credit, or maybe they got and they had some questions. He's the man. Bill Eastman is also going to talk to us about, some trends worldwide. Ebony is also going to talk to us about the things that she does here in Henrico. Not here
in the surrounding areas.
In the surrounding areas. So there's some smaller businesses, people who are just starting out. We're also going to talk to Shirley Crawford because she's on the front line of helping businesses. Also, Martin Short is in the, you'll notice about me, Martin Short is in there from SBA. SBA got money. I always ask him that. I'm like, yo, you guys got money? They went from, and they're great partners of mine. So get to know the folks over at SBA. And we're going to take a break now. The sign-up sheet, so if anyone feels it on their heart, which you should, to put your name on the line at the desk to support Stepping Up. We're going to take a break. Thanks now. Alrighty, so really quickly, I'm going to go down. We're going to be respectful of folks' time here. I just want to go down through and touch on some of my nonprofit partners. We got my friend Jennifer Case, Down Syndrome Association, is in the house. One of the good things about her is they're having an event that's coming up, and I'd say it's Dancing with the Local Stars. I said I'd help any way possible, except for dancing. I ain't dancing. So I'm one of the judges. So Down Syndrome Association is there as well. Make sure you continue to help Stepping Up. They are here as well. We are going to, could you close that door? Thank you, appreciate it. Exactly. You know the Lou Rawls there. Alrighty, so what I also want to give a second, and I know we caught Natalie Hodge. A good friend is here from, I guess it's South Central Virginia. She is like the, they call her the Oprah, that area. She has an organization, a show, it's called Hometown Hustle. I'm all about business as well. So Natalie Hodge is here with us, and she's going to talk really quickly about her business, what she does, and then that way expose some of the folks here in the Richmond market down to that area. I met her in Brunswick through Martin Short from SBA. Really quickly, Natalie Hodge.
Thank you, Mike King. A round of applause again, Mike King, for bringing us together. I just appreciate him so much, especially for calling me the Oprah. Like, who doesn't love that? As he mentioned, Natalie Hodge, I'm the founder and owner of Rudy's Girl Media. My husband and I are the executive producers of a series called Hometown Hustle, which is about small businesses in small towns that make a big impact. And our vision for the show, which is in its second season, is to really highlight the great work that entrepreneurs do in our communities as foundational pieces of our economy. Often overlooked in business television and in business media that focuses on larger markets. What we're doing is showing that small towns have entrepreneurs who are doing big things, and they're giving back to the community in major ways. And we just want to create some celebrity around those folks. So check it out at hometownhustle.tv, the full second season, which is 10 episodes. It's TV ready and exciting. And we're looking forward to sparking up some conversations about season 3. So if you're in a community that may be interested in hosting us, please reach out. Thank you.
All righty, thank you. So, folks, she's in town for the Swammies. I think that's what the Swammy Awards. So, really, it's always proud to have friends who are award-winning, doing big things. Okay, Shirley Crawford, you talked to a lot of people out in the business community. Let's talk, what are some of the things that you see right now that you could offer to our guests here that you see as what's an issue, but you see that business owners can correct?
Well, one, I'm really excited to see so many credit unions and bankers in the room.
We do have a bunch
We
here.
do. There are a lot of you, and I'm
Yeah, we
very
got
glad.
Atlantic
I am
Unions in
very
the back.
glad to see you. So here's the thing: if you're an entrepreneur, you know this already. The number one reason that small businesses go out of business is a lack of funding, right? And not just funding, but liquid capital. Right. So for the average small business owner, a little over 50% of us utilize services of our local banks. And there's a reason for that. So if you're out there from Wells Fargo, you probably hate me because you hear me talk bad about you all the time. And facts are facts, right? When it comes to, if you are a small business owner and you got a check deposit and you have to wait 2 weeks to get it back of your money, no wonder people want to burn things down, right? These are real issues that we deal with. So the average small business owner lives on credit cards. I mean, that's the bottom line. And some of them are predatory. Some of them are like ridiculously high interest rates. And so when we talk about the experience with SVB and other banks, for us, it's a real issue. And it doesn't matter if you didn't have money in that bank. That's not really the point. If the bank has another issue, the ones who are going to be affected first are the small business owners. Because we already know we're entering this time of inflation, right? Everything is costing more. Everything's going up, including your interest rates. And then for a lot of us, we know how to do what we know how to do, right? We know how to clean. We know how to, make what we make. We know our product or service, but we don't always know how to actually run the business. So like even when I heard about the situation with SVB, my first thought is, okay, why is this even happening? Because if you are an entrepreneur who has a consultant, we would always tell you whenever you're entering a banking relationship, we have a list of questions you should be asking, right? It's not just there's a bank, let me just walk in and I'm going to take whoever will take me. That's not the way this works. I was talking to Chris earlier because like I had this whole blog I used to do about dating for my business. Right? I interview my lawyer. I interview my banker. You want my business? Oh, it doesn't matter if I only have $5 now. You wait, I'm going to be over the $1 billion mark. So you need to cater to me, not the other way around. So I have my questions that I ask, but a lot of times we don't do that homework. We don't ask the questions like, what have you done for me lately? What can you do for me? Can you make connections for me? Like right now, I'm going to all the bankers, and if I haven't come to you yet, I'm coming. Because the Women's Business Center wants someone to give us a building. I said it exactly the way that I meant it. We want someone to give us a building.
To your Javier, do you hear that?
Tax
There you go.
Tax write-off. We're right here, and I'm telling everyone. But that's the type of thing you should be able to have those conversations about. And so, as a small business owner, everything that's happening impacts us greatly. So the first thing I would say to you all, with regards to things that you can be doing to make sure that this isn't happening to you, is recognize the simple rules. Right? Let's start with the basics. Right? Of course you should be incorporated. You should all have your LLC, S Corp, C Corp, B Corp. I don't care whatever it is. You want that tax liability. You want that to be covered. Right? Of course you want your EIN. Of course if you're in the city of Richmond or in another location, you want to be SWAM certified if you are a small woman and or minority owned business, because you should be looking to do contracts with your county. Henrico County is amazing. We're also in Henrico County. All right? Your city, your state, your federal government, because even though right now the federal government's about to shut down again, when they come back up again, they will pay your invoices. You are guaranteed to be paid. It might be delayed, but you will be paid. But you should also make sure the bank you're dealing with is FDIC insured, and know that that means if it's $250,000 or more, if it's more than that, that means you need more than one account. Like, what's the problem? Right? Diversify where you're putting your money. So like people always laugh because we have accounts everywhere. Like I have accounts with lots of you, and we'll open more because one, every bank, every institution can do different things for you. And when you ask the questions, you're looking at the projections of your future. So my bottom line to you all is, first things first, make sure you have everything in order so that when they're talking to you about that earned credit you can get for employees, you actually have the paperwork. PPP was a problem for most because we didn't even have the right paperwork in place. So surround yourself with a mentor such as the Women's Business Center, RDA, right? And others that you find in this room. Don't just network to know a name, network to know that you can be connected to their network, all right? Because your network is indeed your net worth. So that's
It
my
is.
that's my $1.50 for the moment.
There it is. And I got a cool network. Yes, I do. All righty, really quickly. So, folks, we're going to keep things moving. But for folks who want to, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to do your elevator pitch so people in the room know who you are. So think about that as we're moving along. Chris Weldon, sir, when we talked and we had the conversation at the event, you had said if you, and this is right when SVB and Credit Suisse were having their issues, you said, ask your bank how things are, and if your banker says, great,
Asking for a loan.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the issue is, how that conversation goes. That was about a month and a half ago. Touch on where we are these days and what these business people should look for. Also, you had brought something up about leases as well, how that may start to play into effect.
Sure. There's a lot of things to talk about. One I think is interesting is, does everyone understand why the banks are in this got in this situation? Do you feel like you've got a good handle on how they got here? Because I think a lot of people
No, sir. Let's
don't.
just get the cliff notes.
I think I want to start with that. And since there's bankers in the room, feel
Thank
free
you.
to chime in, please.
Yes.
And
Amanda's in the back shaking her head like, yeah.
But I think there's been some things
Preach.
that basically when interest rates are at 1%, these banks could go out or anybody really, could go out and buy a U.S. Treasury bond at 1% yield, right? But now the interest rates are at 5%. That 1% bond, what's that worth? Right? You can't change the coupon from 1 to 5%. The only way you can make that bond mark to market, they call it, is by lowering the price. And you probably have to lower it by 25 cents on the dollar. So these banks that borrowed your money short term, which you can take out as a deposit any time, and invested in a 10-year 1% bond, they're insolvent. But they don't have to mark their books to market. They have hold to maturity. It's an accounting thing, but it avoids, like every time you look at your 401k, every day you see what it's worth. They kind of don't have to play by the same rules, and that's fine. But the issue is they're holding a lot of things that aren't worth what are on the books. So your deposits are probably fine. You put your $250 in 10 banks and you can run your business. But what's happening is you're not going to be able to get a loan for your business because the banks, they're basically, if they had to mark everything to market, 50% of them are probably insolvent, and they can't make any new loans. And here's an example that happened this week of a company that has been around for 80 years, third generation company. They have, let's say, a piece of real estate, and they have a mortgage against it, only 50% of the value. They have a line of credit. I don't know if many of you have a line of credit or you're using credit cards. Larger companies use a line of credit. The bank basically told them, all right, we're going to cross-collateralize and you're 50% loan to value. They're covered. If you default, they own the property, they go sell it, the bank's fine. They asked for a full guarantee on top of it, right? Which you do on leases because there's no collateral. So what they're saying is we can't really make any more loans unless they're double guaranteed. So that's forcing this company to go out of business and sell. Been in there since 1927. They're like, why would I risk $5 million or more of my own money because the bank doesn't want to play? It's going to put people out of business because they're going to come after your house and everything else, even if the land is covered, right? That just says that bank doesn't want to play ball. So they have to go find new relationships. So you absolutely need 2 or 3 relationships. And then there's another dirty trick that you need to ask. You talked about it, one of the panelists, Raul, what do you ask your bank? Well, is your loan assignable? Can someone purchase your loan? Because there's another example of a competitor that knows another person's in trouble. They went out and purchased their loan from the bank and then foreclosed on the stock. Right? So competitor taking competitor out by buying the loan from a bank that needs to get rid of loans, they can now say, oh, your loan is called, you're in default, because they were already in default, and they took it over for the price of the debt. Right? Now there's some other complications with that, but that's happening. I've seen both of those things happen in the last 10 days, right? So when you're asking your bank, say, can you sell my loan at any time, right? And how much, what does the bank health look like? Not on deposits, but on the loans that they've made. How far underwater are they? I don't know that they're going to be able to tell you that, but you should ask. And then, there's a lot of things that you just need to be aware of that the banks are frozen. Not the credit unions, but a lot of the mid-sized banks are pretty much frozen. So if your business is healthy and you're going to double next year, how are you going to fund that growth? that banking partner that you had that has been great for 10 years, they might not be in a position to make the loan. It has nothing to do with you. But you need to double your business next year. You need to find either private lenders or another bank to help you do that. Don't count on them being there because they have circumstances that the Fed kind of helped create by raising rates this fast. Not their fault, except for maybe some risk management issues. But I know that's a lot of stuff right there, but your work is just starting to protect all the things that you built. It's not over with this FDIC insurance. They're guaranteeing all your deposits. That's like a third of the story. You got more work to do is my answer.
All righty. Really quick. All righty. So, folks, that's the part that explains that there. Dean Francis, very quickly, let's talk a little bit about the earned income and what folks would know and to dispel some of the myths that are out there, as well as touch on the nonprofit piece, because we got some nonprofit folks in here who could use some love as well.
Yeah, so if you know someone...
Is your mic turned on? There we go.
If you are a business or a nonprofit, or you have a friend or other people that you know that are in a leadership role in a nonprofit, a church, private school, business, and they were paying W-2 employees back during 2020 and 2021 up to 500 full-time. So it's a lot, most small to mid-sized employers, and they have not yet fully taken advantage of this refundable tax credit. You really need to encourage them to take some action on it. So when at the end of 2020, we were in the heart of the pandemic, and there were 10,000 government restrictions placed on all of us. And the intention of the employee retention tax credit was to say, if you're an employer and you'll keep paying the W-2 wages, we are going to reward you with a refundable tax credit. So refundable just means instead of taking it as a tax credit, you take it like you take a tax refund. And they put a lot of money into it, and you can still claim that today by making an amendment to past 941s. It is 200 pages of legislation. It's 165 pages of IRS guidance. If you are having difficulty sleeping at night, I highly recommend this. But the reason it's so lengthy is to put rules on it. At the heart of this, what it's saying is if you as an employer had a nominal impact, those are very exact words from this legislation and guidance, if there was a nominal impact made on you by a government restriction, then you can claim this credit for each quarter in which you had that restriction. So there's 4 quarters in 2020 and there's 3 in 2021. And it can be a significant amount, but you need CPAs and certified auditors and tax attorneys to really dive in to make that determination. And but when you do, it's a lot. I literally just got an email this morning while I'm sitting here. It was another business, it was an electrical contractor, because of a friend, and this is why I'm sharing this. This is a community, okay? So this, even if this doesn't apply to you, it's applying to those that you love, you care about, that are in your community. This electrical contractor it was a friend of mine that knew about this and kind of nudged him. He wasn't going to look into it. And he said, listen, this could be a 7-figure dollar amount. Are you sure you don't want to at least have a phone call? And so his sister just emailed me this morning. They got it's a $1.6 million, tax refund for them. This is incredible. We get to see these numbers every day. But that was the intent. You just go back to the middle of the pandemic, panic everywhere. How long is this going to last? And Congress said, look, we want to, if you keep paying your W-2 employees, we are going to put a reward in here, and it is significant. Yeah, so deadline, Chris is asking that. Listen, if you're a small business, that means under 100 employees, you need to get on this by September or October, in my opinion, because it is typically can be a 12 or 16 week process just to go through that full evaluation and prepare it to be filed by April 15th of next year. And just in case you have anything that slows you down, that's in order to get all of the money. If you wait much past maybe September, October this year, you're okay. You're going to get 70% of the money. And then, pretty much I would say next September, October, this will end.
All righty, real quickly, so we're moving things along here. Bill Eastman, let's talk about trends globally that you'd want to put people's radar to take a look at.
Yeah, a couple of things. How many business owners do I have in here? Okay. How many of you have an e-commerce site? Okay. My next question, I probably get no hands. How many of you sell globally? All right. I got it. Okay. Here's the deal, is that the projected growth in the United States right now is about 2.9% GDP for 2023, which is 3% is considered growth. Anything less than that is static. Global economy is at about 3.7% projected. So there's going to be more growth outside the United States than in it. But in some countries, India is going to lead the world in 2023 and probably 2024 with almost 9% growth of the gross domestic product. China is at 5%, Vietnam is at 8%, Indonesia is at 5%. And so the global market is something you ought to consider. I really believe that if you got an e-commerce site, there's no reason why you're not selling around the world. And what we see going on right now is that, how many of you shop Amazon? Okay. Use Amazon as the test against your e-commerce site. In other words, it should be 1 or 2 clicks and they own it. You know, with Amazon, if it's the first time, you got to put in your information so the next time you go in. But basically, Amazon is you pick it, you click it, and it's shipped, and that's the end of it. And so you need an e-commerce site that is 1 or 2 clicks away from a sale. The second thing I'm seeing is that alternative payment systems are really taking off. And that's being driven by a number of factors, and I'll talk about what that is in a second. But there are a lot of countries around the world that have monetary controls where you cannot take money out of the country. Like Lebanon, the Lebanese can't buy anything outside of Lebanon right now because they can't get the money out. Nigeria is difficult to take it out. Kenya is difficult to take it out. I suspect South Africa is going to go there. And so the thing to consider is that if you are not taking crypto, go there. Now, I'm not talking about you investing in crypto as an asset. All right, that's a totally different conversation. What I'm talking about is your ability to take crypto and then immediately convert it into whatever it is you want to convert it into, US dollars, British pounds, whatever. But that is really taking place. The forecast right now is that 15% of your new sales, this is a global estimate, is going to come from people who take crypto. And if you don't take crypto, that sale you're going to lose unless you're selling something that nobody else has, then it's just going to migrate and move someplace else. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing more global commerce going on. There's a number of countries that are really great targets for growth, and they're not hard to get to. English is a pretty common language, and yeah, I wouldn't want to go to Myanmar or say Burma and try to sell something in English, but if you're in India, which only has 1.4 billion people, 8.7% growth of their economy, India is a great place to be. If you're going to Africa, South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria are 3 great economies right now. They all have problems, but they are great economies to sell into. And that's what's going on right now that I see in the world. And that's what we're telling the people on the network is get into crypto as a transaction. Also, investigate buy now, pay later. Now, if you're using PayPal as your methodology for taking payments, PayPal will set you up with crypto and buy now, pay later. Buy now, pay later is the old layaway. You go way back. Well, I go way back, okay? My parents couldn't afford to buy Christmas presents, so they did layaway, and then, you know, hopefully the last week of December, or right before Christmas, they had enough money to get all the stuff out of hostage. But buy now, pay later is financed by somebody else, so somebody else is taking the credit risk. But if you have a high-ticket item and you're selling into an economy that perhaps doesn't have as the per capita of GDP. For example, in the U.S., on average, we have about $70,000 per individual based upon our GDP, where China is $12,000, to give you some idea of the differential. But if you have buy now, pay later, you can get those transactions and somebody else is handling the financing. So that's what I see, as quickly as I can say it, Michael. That's what I see going on around the world.
All right, yeah, I appreciate that. As we're wrapping up, does anybody have any questions for the panelists here?
Well, I'd like to say something.
The
if
microphone
that's
is
okay.
yours. Yeah. Yes, that's why you're here.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to share a little bit of my perspective as a local economic developer because I don't think small businesses take advantage of the resources in your locality and in your city. If you have not reached out to your economic development office as a business owner, you need to do that. And the reason why I say that is because I sit in meetings talking about millions of dollars with CEOs of Fortune 1000 companies. And they are resourced, they are connected, they know people in the city, in the county, and it all started from relationships, right? And that's how you get to take advantage of the things that are going to help your business grow. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, Shirley alluded to it, get your stuff together. If you want to be able to borrow money, right now there are banks that are lending. There are programs that are available. SBA has programs. LISC is another. They have a program for Black restaurateurs. There are programs that pop up here and there for low interest lending, occasional grants. Folks come to me all the time. Is there any grant money? I want some free money. Ain't nobody giving free money. Nobody's giving free money. They're giving low interest money. If you want to take a risk, get your stuff together, make your accounting, getting your financials together. You may not want people in your business, but they need to be in your business so that your business can grow. So when we saw that with the PPP loans, people didn't have business plans written out. I don't know if they were filing their taxes at all. They didn't have QuickBooks. Do the things that need to be done so that when the opportunity arises, when you are looking for that funding, you can get it easily before the dollars run out, like Dean might be talking about. So I just wanted to share that from a local economic development perspective. I get people call me all the time. Is there any free money? No, but I know of a 1% interest loan. Do you want that? I don't want to borrow anything.
Martin Short.
1%. I don't want to borrow anything either, but you want other people to take a risk on your business, but you have to take a risk on it as well.
All righty, thank you. It is always good to have subject matter experts. Really quickly, any question for, I got to give a shout out to Jackie Anthony right there. When you said get your stuff in order, I remember she's the person who set me up in business right there. So, and it was because of the people that I knew that really made a difference. So get your stuff in order and know somebody who can guide you down the path as well. Any questions? And then I got some friends in the back too who have another nonprofit. They're the guys who add the memorabilia out there. So any questions for the panelists? KO.
I have a question for Mr. Francis with regards to the reimbursement that you're speaking of. So if you're a small business and you're needing to go through, let's say, a CPA, I'm not sure if you're talking about it, financials or what have you, that sounds a little expensive. So at what point is it worth it?
Yeah, so those firms, there's not many of them across the country. They all work on a contingency fee. So if they get 40, 50, 60 hours into this, and they've evaluated all these quarters and they just cannot find a path to qualify, then there's still zero cost. It takes on average, about 5 hours of time. We find for most employers to put that information together to have it reviewed.
All righty. Any other questions? All righty, real quickly, we're going to go to, Cara, can you, the mic, we're going to go to introduction for people. It's the time to shout out your business. If branding and business exposure is everything. So I'm going to turn it over. I can take my mic. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mike, keep your mic. Keep your mic, Mike. Yes. So I'm going to just come on around, and you guys are going to give your pitch. Y'all excited about that?
Well, 1 second. How this guy's going to run out? Wait,
Hold
second.
on. If you're running out the door, you got to go first.
Really quickly, can Jack Berry and Danielle Fitzhugh, please.
You got to go first.
I'm sorry. They thought they were getting out like that.
Just had a tourism emergency here.
Oh, okay.
Now it's just more people coming. So we had national tourism last week. More people are coming to the destination than ever before. In the whole market, we have about 20,000 hotel rooms. If you want a hotel room on a weekend, book it early and expect to pay a lot because the destination is on fire. Danielle?
Yeah, that's good news.
And we have a crisis. I'm growing business every single day across the river in Chesterfield. So I apologize for having to step out. But Danielle Fitzhugh with the Chesterfield County Chamber of Commerce. So if you'd like to do business in Chesterfield, whether you are located or not, you can't do it anyplace better than with the Chesterfield Chamber. Probably every table has one member in it already.
For sure. All right. Hey, thank you
so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
We're gonna let you leave. Everyone else, we're locking the doors. I just want you to know that. All right, are you ready? Well, tell us who you are.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Teresa Pedroza. This is my business partner, Brianna Jones. We own a cleaning company here in Richmond, and I'll let her tell you a little bit more about it.
Hi, everyone. Like she said, my name is Brianna Jones. We are here locally in Richmond. We do run a cleaning business. It does specialize in residential as well as commercial spaces. We also do move-in and move-out services as well as organizing. So please feel free to give us a shout for your home, for your friends, for your family, or for your business. We would love to help you out. We do anything from basic cleaning to a deep clean.
What's the name of your business?
It is Custom Mades RVA.
Custom Made, clever name. Yes. Next.
Hey, everybody. My name is Lynn Kinsel. I'm a residential loan officer with CNF Mortgage. And getting a mortgage today is just like solving a jigsaw puzzle, probably now more than ever before. And what I do is I put all of those pieces together to come up with loan solutions to finance your dream home, your home by the beach, maybe an investment property. And I can really speak to what these ladies were talking about. I work with clients every day. They don't know where to find their bank statements. They don't know where to find their pay stubs. They don't know what a W-2 is. So I encourage you as business owners to put this financial information together because you are going to need it, whether it's for a loan or whether it's to provide your CPA with information at tax time.
And putting it together doesn't mean having it all in a shoebox and then
Yes.
bringing it in.
Get an accurate filing system.
I'm not kidding.
Yes, as a past Internal Revenue Service employee for 20 years, get your paperwork in order. I just am going to say it. You're right. You're up. Are you ready? She is. Here she is.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anna. So then Anna, like Princess Anna from Frozen, and so then like the beginning of a story. So then. So hopefully you'll remember my name. You'll forget it when you leave here. It's fine. I am the publisher for Swift Creek Living and Powhatan Living. So I put really great businesses in front of their ideal customers month in and month out so that you can be seen as the expert when they are ready to use your services. I am also the managing director for the eWomen Network here in Richmond. And so our group, our community, our family, thank you, is a group of individuals, women, and a few good men who want to support each other in business collaboration over competition.
I love it. Give her a round of applause. Yes. We're going to just continue this usher style. I'm just going to just pass the mic and stand here and continue to have it go back. Are you ready? Come on, Ms. Powell.
This was fabulous. Thank you all very much for giving the gift of your time and your brilliance. I am Kelly W. Powell. I'm president and owner of Kelly W. Powell, Inc. I help business founders and owners grow, scale, operate, and attract investment for their businesses right here in Richmond, Virginia. I have a background in private equity, and I believe that all business founders and owners should know all the secrets on why that's successful. So that's what I do. I wrote a book that highlights a lot of our local business leaders. It is Courage to Lose Sight of Shore. And I am actively involved in many organizations, but one of them is Alzheimer's organizations because I want to see a world where none of us forget that we are loved for those that we love. So if that's a part that touches your life and you want to reach out, grab me.
I feel like I did so much talking already, but my name is Angela Royston, and I am the Vice President of Financial Success at Work with the Virginia Credit Union. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm here to support my ever so shy husband and my foster boy with Steppin' Up. Steppin' Up LLC is a nonprofit organization, and our aim is to promote therapeutic activities for adults 18 and above with diverse abilities. Here's what we do. We club, right? We dance. Every month we have a club night. Last month we had 150 people show up. They were dressed to the nines, and they just go and they let their hair down and they have a good time. We do other activities, but our main goal is to build a recreational center where there is a cafe, where there's games, where there's physical fitness, and then we transform that recreational center into a nightclub at night, and we party. So that's what we do. We've been doing it for 3 years. We thank you guys so much for coming, because you coming here means that a part of this donation is going to Stepping Up, and we need the money. So we thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tia Javier, and I'm the owner of Bilingual Therapy, which is the first and only speech and occupational therapy private practice that specializes in therapy in Spanish. I became a speech therapist because we speak Spanish at home and my daughter needs speech therapy services, and I found out that there were no Spanish-speaking speech therapists in Richmond. So I became that Spanish-speaking speech therapist, and I created my practice. We see over 700 appointments a month, and we're continuing to grow. I have 7 employees that work for me. In the state of Virginia, there are only 91 Spanish-speaking speech therapists. In the entire country, there are only 225 Black Spanish-speaking speech therapists. So I'm one of them. I'm looking to grow, and yeah, so thank you guys.
You also see her billboards riding along Midlothian Turnpike right there by, before you get to NBC 12. So when you look up and you see, that's her. Don't those guys know we're busy in here?
Right. Hi, I'm Takara Liggins. I own a home health agency, so we send caregivers to the elderly or younger individuals that have ID, intellectual disabilities, or waivers. Our program is Medicaid funded. We have, what are we offer? PCA training, personal care aid trainings through the agency. If you want to hire, just say your niece or nephew or relative, we have that option as well. So.
How can people find you?
aboveandbeyondhomecare.com.
All righty.
She nudged me like I work for her. I'm just her friend. I'm like, I don't know what my pitch is. So I don't know yours either. But I love her, though. My name is Pam Spradley, and I am...
a hustler.
A hustler.
Yes.
I'm a serial entrepreneur.
Yes,
And but I wanted to specifically point out the organization that I'm passionate about right now that I'm working hard for. It's called the Enough Foundation. And we help youth navigate the world of entrepreneurship, because I know it so well. So we have a program set up, 40-week intense program for a child who's interested in entrepreneurship. The reality is children are interested in money and money now. And I know this because I also work for VCU, and I know that enrollment is low. And so I'm not opposed to college, but I want to make sure that if children go that route of entrepreneurship and learning how to, be a business owner, that they do it the right way. I've made those mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes, and I want to make sure that I'm teaching our youth. I have a child that started a business at 9. She's 14 now. She's successful. We enjoy it. We wrote a cookbook together. I'm also a published author. This is one of my books, and we got a really big cookbook on Amazon, so you can search me on Amazon. But the Enough Foundation, we're very passionate about what we do, and we are looking for banking business partners, strategic business partners, because I know how important it is, because we are investing in those youth. So we invest in them. They save money, and we match $1 for them as they get through the program. So it's very, very passionate project that I'm working on. So thank you.
Hello. My name is Jackie Anthony, and I'm your favorite neighborhood banker from Village Bank. And I am a consumer and business lender. I tell my clients all the time, the missing piece to their financial growth is having a banker that is willing to educate them and find the resources that they need to grow their business. We are the catalyst to your business. We don't want to stop your business from growing. We want to help it thrive. Coming to the right bank is going to help you do that. And it doesn't have to be one specific bank like some of my partners have talked about today. It can be different banks. We all have something different to offer within our communities. It's what's going to be best for you. The main reason why I got into banking, it was an accidental career. It was not something that I was looking for. I was working on a psych degree. But I came from a Spanish home, and in my home, we didn't talk about finances.
We didn't talk about lending. We didn't talk about these things. And so I struggled a lot in college trying to pay for college. So when I got into banking and I decided to educate myself, and educating myself helped me become financially more free. And so I did the same thing for other businesses as well and started to educate them on what resources they had. There were some key projects around town here that I was behind in keeping them in business. When PPP came along, having that connection to the right banker helped them through COVID. And now they're still in business. You need a strong banker, you need a knowledgeable banker that of course I would love all the business, but it's not just me out there. But you do need to get your paperwork in order. Listen to your banker when they're saying, where's your tax ID number? Where's your tax letter? Where's your business license? Where are these documents? Because believe me when I say declines have come from not having the proper paperwork. Not your credit score, not how much money you're making, but just the lack of paperwork. I've worked with CEOs that have no idea where any of this paperwork is, and they're calling their tax accountant or their bookkeeper, where is this, where is that? I gave it to you, it's in this email. So just have a stronger and better relationship with your banker. Of course, Village Bank, we also do a lot of volunteer work within our communities because our main focus is supporting you and helping you grow.
All right, thank you.
I'm just all about following the rules and going in order. I'm Jennifer Case. I'm the executive director of the Virginia Down Syndrome Association, and I'm going, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you, I need to talk to you. So thank you, Mike, again, for always putting on these phenomenal events. And what we do is we're here to benefit the lives of individuals with Down syndrome and their families. We like to say that we serve everybody from twinkle to wrinkle. We got something for everybody. And really, it's just all about supporting families. We do that with caregivers. We do it with working with individuals with Down syndrome directly. We do it by educating educators and people working with our population. And we do a lot of resource connections. So we serve most of the state of Virginia. We're always looking to partner because we cannot meet the needs by ourselves. So I'd love to chat with you more and share more about our mission. And if you're not doing anything this coming Thursday night, and you want to see our friend Mike King again up on the judge panel, we'll be at the Altria Theater having a Dancing with the Local Stars gala where 4 of our members with Down syndrome will be dancing with other local Richmond area celebs. So come on out, support us, see Mike, and support the cause.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's an outstanding organization. Note that's family right there. Like when Jen comes, we don't even break out the good china. You're just like, she comes in the back door. That's what we do. Support them that way because that's what they do for us. I got my man Augusta he's hiding over on the side. Well,
she has the mic.
I'm sorry. That's my
just
coach.
wanted to forget about me.
Okay, so we got to keep things moving, folks, because we don't want to get away from people's time. But she's my favorite sex therapist. I just want to say.
I am calling you forward, but I go
That
by
is
Coach.
true. No, I only know one. That's my favorite because okay, she has the microphone.
I go by Coach K. I'm here representing the Institute with the Women's Business Center, where we do coaching and workshops for minority-owned and underserved businesses in and around the Richmond area. Real quick. Hi, I'm Coach K, and I am the owner of Love and Intimacy 101, where I'm a life coach and a certified clinical sexologist, where I work with women and couples on intimacy literacy so that we can be more intimate with ourselves to allow others in our space for a more fulfilled sex life and sexual experiences. Thank you. And you can follow me everywhere, Coach K 101, Kay 101.
I'm going to let Will follow that. Sex
The microphone's yours, sir.
I don't know where to go with that. I guess I could say, well, if you need some additional help, my name is Will Weimer, I'm the exec director at Common Share Nonprofit Pharmacy. We sell some pharmaceuticals that might also assist in that endeavor. Some supplements.
That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. We make big love connections.
But beyond that, our main mission is a healthcare organization. We provide access and affordable medications to those that don't have those the ability to get those. We like to say that we're a little bit different. We're an independent pharmacy. So we can serve anywhere from those that are homeless and penniless all the way up to the millionaire and billionaire. We serve those without insurance, with insurance. Doesn't matter to us. We serve all. So we're here today raising money for a location that we plan to build in the north side in Highland Park.
Yeah,
the 6 Points Health Hub. So that's the reason why we're doing this silent auction today. It's on the sports memorabilia. So if you see your favorite sports star, please bid on that. And all that money goes towards building that health hub in the Highland Park community, which is sort of needed.
All righty, and go ahead.
Yes, my name is Augusta Height. I'm the CEO of Hand Up Community Resource Center. We are part of the Greater Coordination, a nonprofit that's part of the Greater Coordination of Care here in the Richmond, Virginia area, and we work with Richmond's and Tri-Cities most vulnerable population, and those are individuals who may be experiencing a state of homelessness. We were the, I would say, minority organization that was awarded the 6 Points Bank of America building to create a health hub to address health equity in the Northside community. And so with that health hub, we are not looking just for health equity, but understanding that the quality of the life and the social determinants that go along with the quality of life. And so many of you in this room already do that as far as looking for financial institutions to partner with. It's a financial desert there. Bank of America left in 2017, and that was the last bank there. With the pharmacy, it's a pharmacy desert. So if you don't have a pharmacy and about 0.2 distance from your home, a lot of times you're living in a pharmacy desert. So we were able to partner with Common Shares, and after numerous phone calls and me begging Will, he decided to come on board and help us with this project, and he's done a wonderful job in assisting us with being able to do that. So we're going to be looking to provide space for other vendors, other nonprofits to be able to come in and utilize to be able to provide resources to the community that otherwise may not be there. So it won't just be a health hub, Hand Up Health Hub, it'll be the 6 Point Health Hub. And so we're looking to be able to partner with whether it's cleaning services, providing workforce development, economic development in that area. So we're hoping to be able to provide a host of things. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hi. My name is William Estremera. I'm host of Stop the Menace Latino Show on WRRR 97.3 FM here, the independent radio in Richmond. I'm a veteran, but I also I host an event every year called Veteranos Salseros Event. We're Stop the Menace Latino LLC, and what I do is I try to bring veterans to the forefront on stage to perform. We got veterans that sing, that are musicians. So my concept to do this every year during Veterans Day is to have veterans actually celebrate Veterans Day by them giving them the stage and performing. So this year, our third annual, we're gonna be at Rosie's Imperial Casino. So it means a lot to me to our veterans have already served their country. Now for us, it's time for them to entertain their communities. And this is one way of doing it, to show that veterans not only went to combat, but also have the heart in them to entertain our communities. So that's what I do. Oh, and Mike Hughes, I was going to be our guest speaker.
They ran out of good folks.
Oh my! How many gigs have you gotten? Gosh, really. So my name is Greta Kidd. I'm with Call Federal Credit Union. We are passionate about our community and especially our kids and empowering them with financial education. We're about the local community. We've been around since 1962. We've got 9 locations throughout Richmond, and we're all about the banking, the commodity, which you guys have heard a lot about. But what we strive to do is provide overwhelming kindness. wise advice and make it an efficient, memorable experience. So that's what it's all about. I recommend everyone go top 3, 4, 5 financial institutions and find the one that you feel you can get that from. One thing I'm going to do a shout out for, Better Together,
this
golf
Thursday.
tournament tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We're the presenting sponsors
Yes,
of
you
it.
are.
Call Federal Credit Union. So we'll be at Magnolia Green Golf Club on Awesome Drive. What a great name. And we just look into them. They're doing really, really great work and excited to see many of you
I'll be
out there tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for having
Shout
me.
out to Stephanie Becker from Better Together. That is an awesome. And you guys are great partners, so you guys are always there for them.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Oliver. I am the owner of Core Mortgage. We do loans cheaper and faster, right? So we save families on average of $9,000 per each transaction. I was asked to keep it short, so that's my pitch. You can find me at coremortgage.com on all platforms.
Thank you so much. 3
Core
left.
Mortgage is also one of the sponsors of the program, especially on the TV side, but he does a lot of things that allow us to do what we're doing here today.
Hello, I'm Latasha Ngu. I'm also a veteran, and my husband is active duty military. I am founder and CEO of Quest Business Consulting. It is a brand development and brand management agency, so I help businesses imagine, develop, and create a brand that will resonate and attract your ideal client. You can find me at Quest Business Consulting on Facebook and Instagram.
Noble Fitness.
How everybody doing? My name is Tatuan Williams. I'm also a veteran as well. I'm the owner of Noble Fitness Training LLC. I'm a certified personal trainer that's personally lost over 130 pounds, and I look to pay my knowledge forward to my clients, also my community. And if you guys need help, then I'm the one to come see.
He's also a member of the world famous Chesterfield Chamber.
Yes.
He's an award winner.
And he just took my public speaking masterclass. Look at you speaking in public.
I love that card. Good afternoon, good people. They saved the best for last. No. I'm Taquia. I am T for terrific, Q for queen, not because y'all are any less significant, because I'm so amazing.
Hey.
I am the owner of People ROI LLC. I'm trying to keep it short too. I basically help grow leaders of excellence for organizational effectiveness. I have it in me. I want to put it in each and every one of you. So that's my personal pitch, but I'm also in the mental health fields, have a partner organization, Key Independent Development Services in Henrico County. We also have a new nonprofit, whole nother, trying to just impact this community. So one quick pitch, we have a wellness challenge coming up. We're putting it together. So any of you in the health space, that's something you'd like to be a part of. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, but we really want to encourage individuals to keep moving wellness forward. Just find me on LinkedIn, Taquia V. Thank you.
There you go.
Love it. Thank you,
All righty,
Mike.
folks. Wait, Cara Presley, how can people find you out there?
You can find me on carapresley.com. Excuse me. carapresley.com. If you got up here and spoke today and you were like, oh, I could have did something better, or you left something out, maybe you should take my public speaking masterclass. That's what I have. It's online and it's in person. Or you should come play this game show and give yourself a chance to just breathe deep and have fun and laugh, okay? And just show people another side to you and your business. Mike, thank you so much for allowing me to host today.
All righty, and we're going to go down contact information for the folks up here.
Yes. Mike King is coming out with a directory. I'm going to go ahead and do that for him. I love it.
Yeah, Chris Kane, Chief Lending Officer at People's Advantage Federal Credit Union, peoplesadvfcu.org.
Okay, Shirley Crawford, Women's Business Center, RVA. That's WBCRVA.com. You can also use that as our social media handle. And if you're just a fan of the show, Workaholics, the handle for that is also at Workaholic on all of your social media platforms.
Ebony Atkins. You can find me at henrico.com. All of our information on the EDA is there. You can email me, ebony@henrico.com. And I love LinkedIn, so please connect with me on LinkedIn, Ebony Atkins. Oh, and it's EBONIE. None of that Y stuff.
None of that Y stuff. IE. Yes, yes.
Chris Weldon, best way to reach me is on LinkedIn, WELDON. Thank you.
Dean Francis.
Hey, by the way, were there any other Michigan Wolverine fans on the panel
Woo!
today? Okay, good. One Bridge. Yeah, onebridgeadvisors.com or LinkedIn really is great for me, and I just want to give a shout out again to Better Together. I'll be out there tomorrow with Call and Mike supporting them. And we are, by the way, donating $1,000 to $5,000 for every referral that comes to us to local worthy charities here in Richmond. So if you're one of those nonprofits and you want to connect with some more business people, connect them with us and they'll help bring the referrals, and we'd love to make more donations for you.
Alrighty, so we're to the part of the program where we are. So Bill Eastman had to leave, but he's donating $250 to Stepping Up, and so that's where we are with that. So, Jawanda, what do we have? I've never done this before, so we're just kind of walking through this. So, what do we have there? The winner, the highest bid.
Before we say who the
like I
winner
was saying.
is, I want to ask, does anyone want to do any last minute bidding? We are currently at $225.
Donations? We're taking donations. We need that quiet money, too. We don't need money we can hear.
Well, I don't know if this is fair since both left, but I told Mike.
Yes.
He cute, terrific, I think we all should donate $100 on the Stepping Up cause, so it would be raffle, not auction.
There we go.
And if we were willing to switch it last minute, Mike can announce it on his show. Who's there?
So, all right. Okay. Can we get 100? Can we get 100? I've never done that thing like that. What do you think?
It's just so you have a standard bid of $100 raffle since you started it at 100.
There we go.
So anyone who wants to put it
So anyone wants to do, you can
I'm
put.
sorry, I am so legalistic.
Yeah, Shirley Crawford.
That is not fair for those who have done that portion.
Yeah.
But there should be a separate. So you have whoever is winning in that.
We do have a separate prize where we can do the 100.
I love the raffle. I'm all about the raffles. But we can do that right now, and it's totally separate. Like,
Yes.
here's one, here's another.
Like I said, we'll do it that way.
Right.
There's
So if
choice.
you do want to do the $100 option, you can sign up for that right after this.
Yes. Okay. So the winner. Anyone else want to get in on this right here to help Stepping Up
On the auction.
on the auction?
Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, congratulations, Tia Javier.
Tia Javier. Okay. Thank you. Tia Javier. Alrighty. So if anyone else were asking to, you can connect with Angela Royston and think about them. Okay. So now we have Squirrels tickets, correct?
Yes.
2 sets of 4 tickets for a squirrel.
I feel like that's what we were going to do with the $100 bid.
Yeah.
For those who,
Anyone- yes.
those who, from now until we leave, you can go out to the desk. You can sign up for your donation of $100, and Mike King will announce those raffle winners on his show.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty.
And you will be notified. We'll tell you as well in case you missed the show.
More
Alrighty.
money, more money, more money.
More money, yes. All right, we'd like to thank you guys for coming. We're trying to keep it, in the boundaries here with lines. All right, thank you now. Take care.